Alright, hopefully just a quick video to show how to add a new unit type to War1gus. Here's an issue with some graphics for a new orc building, orc watchtower. So let's download those graphics and open them directly. And here is War1gus, and it's set up in VS Code, like in our other video, for setting up a War1gus development environment. And we have this balancing Lua file in War1gus where we do modifications right now because War1gus doesn't currently have a kind of a mod system. So we're just going to put the watchtower in here. So let's just make a new section, watchtower, and then let's see what we have. First we need to put the graphics here into those contrib folders. So here the graphics, and there's currently missiles and UI. And here are these watchtower graphics. So I'm going to put them in here. And maybe make a new folder, buildings, and move those in there. Okay, so got that one. So now they're in here. So first thing we need to do is we need to define a unit type. I'm just going to copy some definition. So what we want is we want a tower that's very similar, basically, to the tower in Warriors in Warcraft 2. So good idea is to just look at the units for example, the humans in War1gus. And here I've already searched for the human guard tower that can shoot. So I'm just going to copy this one in here, and then we'll see what we need to do. So it's going to be an orc watchtower. The name is going to be watchtower. The size for these is 48 by 48 pixels. So it needs animations. So I'm going to write down to do animations. Orc watchtower. It needs an icon. Orc watchtower. So we need an icon. Okay. And then the rest we're just gonna not care about much right now. Tile size is 2 by 2. Box size is I think 32 by 32 because it wants to be a little bit smaller than it's basically two tiles, two 16 pixel tiles. That's what Warcraft 1 has. There's some sight range and reaction ranges, and there's a missile arrow, so we need to check. So for all these strings, we need to check if they work. Construction land to do missile arrow, to do unit destroyed 2 by 2 place, and then there's this missile explosion. So for all of these, we just need to check if those exist also in Warcraft 1. And hear some sounds. And one good idea is probably to find where in War1gus we define units. So we don't care about Stratagus, we don't care about this one. Probably want to look at this helpers thing that's in War1gus. Put this to the side here. Let's hide this thing. Okay, so let's see. So this is what's used to define unit types in War1gus. And there's the definition. So this is for buildings. So there's a default animation for buildings, but that's not going to be good because the watchtower can attack. So it actually needs to, there needs to be an animation for the attack to shoot the arrow. Then icons, okay. So this looks basically just like what it would look like in Warcraft 2. This default has missile none. We want a missile because there's shooting there. There's something about right mouse action. Do we want to be able to attack with the right mouse? Maybe. So let's do right mouse action, attack. Speed is 0, that's already set. And can attack and so on. So these are probably fine. So there seems to be this destroyed 2x2 place does seem to exist. And there's this missile explode when killed. I think that's what we want to. Then there's building true. Yeah. So these look fine. And then then there's these building rules. These are specific to Warcraft 1, right? That the buildings can only be built near a road. But let's actually modify this slightly and say watchtowers can be built slightly outside the town, so it can be built within 4 of a road. Actually, it doesn't need to be near a road at all, it just needs to be within 5 tiles of any own building. Let's say that. And for the AI building rules, sure, it shouldn't be too close to the gold mine and shouldn't be too close to your own buildings. Yeah, whatever, doesn't matter. So there's these sounds. So we want ready sound, orc work complete, selected. We're going to say, I don't know, what other sounds do we have? Sounds lure? No, sound. Yes, but this is War1gus. Oh, sorry, sound.lua and War1gus, and here are the orc sounds. So, okay, so the selected would just be orc selected. Help would be something like orc help 1. Help 1. And on that it's building destroyed. Okay, so it's good. Right, so okay, so it has some sounds. So what else did we want to look for? We wanted to look for so missile arrow. Does that exist in War1gus? Yes, there are missiles, and the missile type missile arrow exists. Okay, that sounds good. So we can keep that. Let's search for this string. Does it exist? Yes, it exists. So let's remove this one. Missile we replaced. Then there's this construction thing. Does this exist? No, it doesn't. What does this thing use for construction? Ah, there's a construction something something. Oh, we have to define a construction. All right, like this. Okay, so we define construction orc watch tower. Files is file equals size equals size should be 48 by 48, just like the tower itself, and the file name is under construction. So it's this. Can I copy relative path? Oh, that's oh, awesome. So it's contrib graphics building under construction. That's the file, and then constructions equals, and then this has to tell you. So what does this look like? So it's 2 stages. So we're just going to give it 2 stages for now. First one is at 0%. It's a construction frame equals 0, at percent equals 50. Still from the construction file, the frame equals 1. Okay, so now we have the construction sorted out. Construction watch tower. Then the animations. There needs to be animations, and then the icons. So let's do the icons first, because that's a bit simpler. So there are two icons. Well, let's see how the icons are defined in War1gus. Icons.lua. So it's just a list with an index. But really an icon is just, it's a file and has a name and a graphic, and then you select which frame. And I assume this only has one frame, so it's only one. So let's just, for now, ignore, for simplicity, the difference between swamp and forest, and just use the swamp icon. So we want to do icon org watch tower icon see icon new, and it's called icon org watch tower, and then org watch tower icon graphic is C player color graphic new, and that needs the path. So we're just going to use this one, copy relative path, and use / as always. And then we need the size, and I'm guessing it's the correct size, 27 by 19. Does this tell me what size it is? Oh yeah, it is 27 by 19. Okay, so it is 27 by 19. And then the org watch tower icon.frame equals 0, because it's only one frame, it's the first one that we care about. Okay, so we got the icon sorted, and now we need animations. Let's see, animations.lua, maybe it's called anim. Yes, called anim. Animations are something like this. Okay, so we want to define animations org watch tower. So really, it doesn't really do much, right? Because it only has one frame. There isn't really animation per se. It can't move, so we don't need a move animation. And for buildings, the default still animation is really just show the frame and wait. Don't do anything. And so animations, is there animations for buildings somewhere? There. Oh, okay. Animations for buildings is just show the frame and wait. So we're going to use the same one, and death is show the frame and wait. And the attack animation is going to be show the frame 0, attack, and then wait for, I don't know, 8. So this is what's going to decide how fast the attack is. So attack speed. So we can adjust this later. So now we got the animation sorted. But that's not all right now. Right now we can't actually construct this ever. To construct things, you need a button. So let's take a look at buttons. Buttons are always defined for something. So for example, here's a button for the unit peon, and here are peon specific actions, right? So harvesting, building. And buttons on level 0 always visible, and then the building buttons are simple buildings are level 1, and advanced buildings are level 2 here. So this is going to be a simple building. We don't have much room. Position 1 is left, 2 is right, 3 is down left on the second row, 4 is right on the second row, and position 6 is I can cancel. So we have position 5 available, so we're going to use that one. Going to put this here. So we need position 5. The icon will be icon org watch tower. The unit we built will be icon org unit org watch tower, and it will be a watch tower, and the key is W. Right, and then we also need buttons in the tower itself, I guess, for attacking and for stopping to attack. And again, we can probably just copy these. So there's an icon for cancel, and it means so there's a stop thing. Yeah, stop. I think these aren't quite correct. Okay, better. So this is stop, and the key is S, and the hint is stop, and this one is for the unit org watch tower, and then it should be at position 2 and at level 0, always visible, and then position 1 in the watchtower is the attack button. Action attack, hint is A attack, and the icon should be something like a spear attack. Icon spear, here, this one. So here's attack, 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 and it's for unit spearman, this one, and the watchtower just has the same spear icon for attacking. Right, so now we have a button to build it, and the watchtower has icons to... Why does this twice? Copied it. Icon to build it, and then there are icons on the watchtower itself to attack and cancel, and the watchtower is defined, and there are animations for some attack speed, and then it has an icon, and there's some construction. And lastly, what we also need is that units are always allowed or disallowed depending on the scenario. And there's something like allow units or something. Create allowance function, define allow. And I think this is used somewhere to allow certain things. So and here's these define allow unit wall. And I think all we need to do is just define allow unit org watchtower and just say it's always allowed for everyone. So this just means this unit is allowed or disallowed for which player? Player 1, 2, 0. So each letter is one player. We just allow each player to build the watchtower. If it's a human player, they won't have a button for it. They would technically be allowed, but there just isn't a button. And I think that is it. This should be everything. So have we used everything? We have used the... Oh no, what we are missing is an image. Oh yeah, so this is interesting. So there are usually multiple images for each, just like the icons, there's usually multiple images for each tile set. We only have one image right now. And what happens with these multiple images is they are just inserted through some magic inserted into this image thing. So we don't need this magic because we only have this one image file. So so let's just put it here. And again, I need to copy the path. So this is the tower. Yep, like this and like this. And yeah, now that should be it. So let's launch War1gus and see if it works. It didn't, apparently. Some error maybe in our script. Oh yeah, balancing 563, 563. Okay, so I didn't do this right somehow. Okay. What was the indent for this? So there is this in files, and then there are the files size thing. Oh, and then the construction should be in here, this level. And then we have the constructions, and then we close it, and this should be correct. Yes. So it's launching now. Good. So that means at least it was loaded. My race should be works. Let's start, see if we can. So the tower is here, and it needs to be near a base. We have this rule, right? So first thing we have to build is a town hall still. But now it should be possible to build the watchtower directly without even needing a road. So we can just build it here. And you can see this is the first construction frame. Just puts up some scaffolding initially. Then at 50% goes to the next frame. And then hopefully finishes it. Okay, and the tower, as you can see, has a stop and an attack. And it shoots pretty fast. Pretty fast. You can see the arrows flying. Yeah, it's basically like a machine gun. So we can tweak that, but this is out of the scope for this. So this is it. This is how you define the unit, define how it's constructed, define its icon, its animations. So basically you have to increase this wait time to attack slower. But yeah, that's it. This is how we add a new building Orc Watchtower.